Our next speaker is Dr. Dheerachai WISETJUNG, CEO and founder of Pro Management Thailand Company Limited.
Professor Chư Kong Hong, the chairman of EC, the General Association Asia Pacific Sport Federation, GAAPSF. Professor Liu Bao Kun, National Center of the Comparative Education in Beijing Normal University. Professor Sun Yilin, Dr. Sukri Supawari Kun, our chairman of the Wisdom. Professor Dr. Kang Junnan Jusi, our president of Asia Association of Sport Management ASAMS. Professor Dr. Wanchali Noria, our president of the Sport Management Association of Thailand. Distinguished international speaker, organizing committee, guests, ladies and gentlemen. My topic about STEAMS model to create the success of the future education and innovation. And let me focus on the 4 parts of my presentation. The first is the insight and deep information and my background about my personal and organization. Right. And the second is my creative idea about the STEAMS model: science, technology, engineering, art, mathematics, sport. And 3 is the business innovation plan, our business model. And the 4th is the next step about the thesis proposal. So I would like to make this the topic to make a thesis proposal and to achieve the innovation and achieve the ethics startup plan for the future. Yep. Now let's go to the first step. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chen Yuan, Dheerachai WISETJUNG. Yeah, I'm graduate in the BBA in the bachelor degree and the MBA in the master degree in the international business management, and also DBA in the sport management. This is my lovely organization. I'm one of the 11th founder of the committee about the sport wisdom in Thailand, and who is the working group of the private and government sector of the Council of the Economic Advisor and the National Association from the 2017. We are aiming to support and promote the entrepreneur or the businessman in Thailand sport industry. Yeah, and this is our logo of the SMASH by Professor Dr. Wanchali Noria is the president, and with the active group, Professor Wanchali also have the 18 executive committee, and all the professors are from the sport management and the sport industry from top university around Thailand. So on the right hand side, you can see our online journal about the sport management and sport industry. So now we are to achieve to the second round here. And this is another association that I would like to present is the Thailand Sport Trade Association, or we call TSTA. Yeah, I used to serve this sport industry entrepreneur and business community more than 30 years. Sounds very long, but in fact it's very short, right? The founder and the executive committee of this entrepreneur is from the top band Thailand manufacturer and a businessman, such as Grand Sport, ABT, Marathon, and Siam Bond, etc. This is our lovely office. It is our office in the Ratchamangala National Stadium. We have our co-wing space, the little space about 5 to 6 millimeter, but we can go to doctorate. And let a while about our member, our executive, to present their product, the innovation products in this lovely hall. And then I'm as the vice president of the TSTA from 2022 to 2023. This is my personals. Yeah, I'm the CEO of the Bowl Management Thailand. Time very short because of after my graduate now almost 40 years. So you can see this is the background of my personal information. Yeah, name is the Bowl Management Thailand. We are the manufacturer of the badminton shuttlecock in Thailand, and we also the garment manufacturer who is about the sportwear, uniform, and also the import and distributes Asway badminton racket and sport equipment in USA. And this is about our factory, right? We are the manufacturer of the garment industry and export our product to EU, France, Germany, England, and Southeast Asia country too. You can see somebody inside, right? The Bowl Management Company Limited is the importer and distributor, yeah, about the badminton equipment in Thailand and the CLMV country. We have to be the representative of the several of brand name about the Roxpo from Taiwan, Kasan for China, and now Kasan returned to Li-Ning, right? Thousands from Japan and also Asway from USA. We are expertise and special qualification in badminton sport business industry. You can see some of our product and display, and this is the right hand side. You can see the tournament that we organize the tournament almost 20 years. And this is something that we would like to promote about my family business. Yeah, this is Integrated Bilingual School Bangkok. Right, this is a facilitated and I'm caring about my family business. This is a private educational school. My major is the school management executive. We are the K-12 kindergarten, primary to secondary, and we provide the international educational program for Thai and overseas students. I mean, overseas students now, we have a lot of overseas students that would like to move to Bangkok to Thailand and to join our student, right? And this is something that I would like to have a short time to present because of with the abstract or the photo, maybe you cannot see many more, right? So I would like to present something about our IBS, right? We are the first, one of the first, and still now is the leading school in the bilingual education. So let me understand a little bit about the indicate, please. Yes, this is the indicate the number 3 campus, right? We specialize to prepare this clip video for this presentation for the international seminar, especially, right? You can see our students from kindergarten, primary and secondary students, almost Thai, but we also have the Chinese students and okay, CRMV or the overseas students to participate together, right? We have so many. Yeah, we encourage so many functions to create and imagination, friendly and positive environments. You can see all about the overseas the teacher. Yeah, we have a lot of professors to create and lead them to enjoy, to learn, to experience. And yeah, this is the first-hand experience that they're going to prepare their computer. And also, I'm a world coach for the mentor about the robotics program. Empower our students with the 21st century, right? Yeah, you can see our students have to learn English and also Chinese for kindergarten, right? This is a future lady leader and the social skill and collaborate. You can see our TA student, TA teacher. This is a volunteer that we are going to train them how to carry and share it, right, to the younger student, and also have to work as a professional. This is that green, yeah, media literacy. And this is our student can have time to practice about the drone technology thing. But all in all, as a bilingual school, we also embracing about how to keep our students, okay, keep on their culture, Thai dance, Thai music. This is also have let them have a happy environment, right? Learning in the environment of the school. So we have a philosophy how to make our child to be the child of the world. Yes, thank you for the clip video, first video. And this is, I would like to represent the IBS some information to our audience. IBS, or the Indicated Bilingual School, is the commit and dedicated to provide the quality bilingual education to students. IBS goal is to make sure that our students will equipped with the skill of 21st century and prepared to rise many challenges as the future citizen of the world. Our vision, we make our child to be a child of the world. It's so challenge. So our philosophy, the purpose of the education in the IBS is to shape our student, to possess the TELL quality. So let's see what about the TELL. The first T is the stand for technology, the second E for ethics, the L for languages, Thai, English, and Chinese, and the last one, L, is for leadership. Yeah, we commit our students to post at the center of the leadership for our students, to make our students to become well versed in the English, Thai, and Chinese language. And we nurture to our students to have a good ethics and etiquette in oneself. And more in all, we encourage our students to acquire technology skills and apply them to the real life. Yeah. Our value, we value as the bilingual education, where our children can educate with the standard education and well equipped with the skill of the 21st century. We will allow them to stand strong and compete with the rest of the world confidently. Yeah, this picture you can see some of our young students with the Thai dressings. Most of the core value of the bilingual education is IBS is to plant the seed of Thainess, value, culture, art, and identity to the heart of our students. Our teachers are motivated and continuously trained with the new teacher approaches and innovation to maximize the effectiveness of the classroom teaching. Our learning environment is conducive to learn and natural support to the growth of mind, body, and soul. Yes, since the established in the 1995, this year we are going to celebrate our school about 27th anniversary. IBS has achieved several of outstanding achieved awards at the national and international level. And the IBS prize and success, the greatest pride of IBS is being reflected upon the success of our alumni who have been qualified to study in the top-ranked national university in Thailand, such as Chulalongkorn Thammasat, Mahidol University, พระจอมเกล้าราชกระบัง ศรีนครินทรวิโรจน์ and many more. And in terms of overseas education accomplishment, our alumni has successfully enrolled in many prestigious and well-known universities across the world, such as you can see the logo upstairs, Monash University in Australia, Exeter University in UK, Southampton University in England, and also the Leiden University in Netherlands, Humboldt University in Germany, Yonsei University in Korea, and also the Botany Down Secondary College in New Zealand. So let's go to our creative idea about the STEAMS model. Normally we have to listen about the STEM, right? But in here, this program, we in this model is our team of the management. We are going to study many about the paper or the thesis and many about the project, about the STEM, about the STEAM. And why not we have that really fulfill our environment and experience best practice about the sport and sport industry. Why not we just create our model about the STEAMS stream to our student, to our support of the family, and to create this ecosystem together, right? So STEAMS is stand for science, technology, engineering, art, mathematics, and also sport. And however, to respond to the VUCA world and the COVID-19 pandemics, the post-COVID-19 pandemics, I would like to thanks to our chairman, Dr. Supri Supawari-kun, right, the Sport Wisdom organization that invites me to join to be one of the speakers in this international conference. I hope this section 2, 3, and 4 will fulfill our audience and webinar under my topics. And STEAM model. What is STEAM model? It's the name about the process-based innovation workshop. It is a method of the developing potential based on the STEAM knowledge, which include science, technology, engineering, art, mathematics, and sport as the 6 subjects of the STEAM study. And the world of the education has changed dramatically in this 21st century. Two of the pursuit of knowledge, the tool for pursuit of knowledge is more important than knowledge content. So normally once we are the teacher, the content, the knowledge content is very important. Teacher learn to how to deliver that content. But nowadays in this era, right, student or the parents have many tools, right? The advanced is the communication technology enable the learner, right, to search the knowledge of their own from the variety of sources. Many at all time you have to make the class look different. Most students have a notebook now, tablet, iPad, or even the smartphone. So even our young students also have the smartphone in their spare time or in their home time, and very enjoyable. So let me see about the STEAM education from this section.
What is STEAM education? In a simple way to explain, STEAM education is a way of teaching and a way of learning that combines science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. We can think of STEAM education as an adventure, where the most important part of our adventure is our journey. Our goal is to arrive at a destination, but how we get there and the roads that we take are different for everyone, because we all think very differently. Along this road, we make mistakes, and sometimes we get lost, but this is where we learn the most, and this is where we begin to understand that it is okay sometimes to get lost. Our friends on this road are science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. They guide us to our final destination. Some friends are closer to us than others, so we might like to ask our math friend for help, or maybe our engineering friend, but in the end, we become best friends with everyone. When we finally arrive at our destination, we discover that it is not the end, but the beginning to more questions and more adventures. STEAM education inspires us to explore the world and see it differently. It helps us to learn in a fun way and work with each other to solve problems and take risks, learn from our mistakes, and change the world. As STEAM Inspirations, we are about teachers, parents, and students. We are all about you.
Thank you very much about the STEAM education. And I have some more information and some question about what is the STEAM mean. It's not STEAM part S, but the STEAM, the meaning. So let me show you. Right. So the teacher duty now today have to change from the standing in front of the class to encourage coaching and facilitate. Now they have to change their duty as the coach and facilitate to help every student, enable a student to learn and develop their own potential. All right, and they're much more possible to these changing paradigms, thus causing the concept of education management to change as well. And this is somehow you can enjoy about what is a STEAM.
You find that people who do these things are doing a lot more than just narrowly processing theories or solving technical problems. They're actually being creative. They're combining ideas and insights from all over the place in areas where, by definition, they don't really know the answer yet.
STEAM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Math.
MIT believes that it's the interplay between the STEAM subjects that's where we're going to find all of the latest scientific and technological developments.
It helps children learn that although they are learning individual disciplines, they are going to find ways to put them together, which enables them in the future to go out into the big wide world and realize that it all links to everything else.
It teaches students to be creative, to think outside the box. So it's okay to bring in information from science when you're working in math because it might help you solve the problem.
A great example of STEAM in today's society is the Apple computer, which provides cutting-edge technology with something that's really aesthetically pleasing. Teaching our students through a STEAM curriculum also helps them to see that there's more than just the traditional science, technology, engineering, arts and math subjects on their own. But there are opportunities where subjects combine to form interesting new subjects such as bioengineering and biotechnology, which are at the forefront of the latest technological developments in society.
So STEAM education is the course-integrated teachings, interdisciplinary integrated between 6 branches of the subject group about science, technology, engineering, art, mathematics, and especially for sport, right? And by bring the strength of the nature as well as the teaching method of the each disciplines to blend together, perfect of learner to apply knowledge and all field to use their solving problem, right? Now in this STEM education is an educate that has concept and the characteristics are the flow several paper project as a foundation of the cross of the subject group. Interdiscipline integration, that is the integration between the disciplines of the science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. The outstanding of the nature as well as the teaching method of each discipline blend together to perfect. Let's consider together what about the impact of the art. So it's an A art subject about this video.
Arts education has always been a key area of early childhood. Children learn through many different ways. Sometimes it's sensory, sometimes it's through moving their bodies, sometimes it's through the fine motor skills like writing or drawing.
As a child, there are different milestones that they have, and it's very important for a child to cultivate things like movement so that when they go to a primary school level, it's easy for them to ease into the kinetic movements.
Children can learn a lot of other skills through the arts, lifelong skills, self-awareness, autonomy to complete things on their own, and a lot of self-independence.
When they interact with one another to do art together, they socialize and they also improve their language, they improve their literacy, their social skills.
I used to think art is art, but when I went through the AISS with the kids, then I found out more like the way Hui would dialogue with the kids, the way she integrates everyday life. They tap a lot on all the prior knowledge. This recalling process is also very important for the kids.
We collaborate with the teachers, so teachers will tell us, for an example, I'm working on transportation. So I have to come up with creative ideas to incorporate movement and dance to show transportation.
It was quite an eye-opener in the sense that I didn't know dancing involves so many kind of elements. To us, dance may be just playing music, but there's actually elements such as high, low, and medium, which we can teach the children.
I think that it's very easy to use a song to introduce concepts because children actually sing it during their play or as they're walking home. You know that they can remember the concepts instead of just a teacher-directed teaching.
Taking arts into the curriculum, like integrated approach, it engages children in problem solving.
And when you look at a lot of the skill set that the arts are using, right, it's not that different from the academics. So like observational skills, pattern, and language comes easier if you are able to integrate the art into the curriculum.
I think arts integration is very important. I'm actually a product of arts integration, so I know firsthand how it affects me, how it changed my journey as youth. Through arts integration, I really soared in my academics. Not necessarily fill things out paper, test by test, line by line, but being able to translate it into something artistic.
Faces is not just only something that they are happy, they use their hand and they just learn by hand or by head, but all that the process, that learning, they enter to their heart together, so they can learn by heart, and after they learn by heart, they can remember, right? Even they're younger or the adults, they are still have a good memorize about their younger time, what happy. And what about the memory about the art, or so many things. And beside of the art, I also have to present, right, about very important about the S. The final S is our sport, right? And because of some of this different of the learning system, it is an education that we can touch and can touch in all level. Every student, even the kindergarten, primary or secondary, they lovely to learn and they lovely to have a good grade. So grade from kindergarten, we can use the grade from kindergarten to primary to higher school or higher levels, right? And we find that from the paper that in USA, United States has set an educational policy for each state, had to adopt the STEAM education for their study, right? Teacher has to train their teaching method, project-based learnings and the problem-based learnings, also the design-based learning, to make the student can be creative and develop their work, right? Teacher can use STEAM and also can use STEAM plus S education in teaching as quickly as, and it can increase the ability of the potential of a learner even more. So in this slide, right, it is a teaching that allows the student to develop various fields of a complete and with the human development guideline, right, quality in the 21st century. And this is a last clip video I would like to present. There is a sample from the Manchester Metropolitan University that they are going to create how to mix up, how to create the intellectual and thinking skill, and in terms of the group working skill, right, affect the communication skill, leader, as well as the concept of the critical of Arthur. So let's see, enjoy about the last video on this presentation.
This is Manchester, a city with a global reputation for sporting excellence. home to a host of truly world-class sports teams, athletes and facilities, and a network of pioneering hospitals and public health initiatives. Opening in 2022, the Manchester Metropolitan University Institute of Sport will bring together the university's leading sport research, innovative teaching and prestigious partnerships. Our courses, co-created with industry, span a range of specialisms, from science and healthcare to business and fashion, providing sport education opportunities unlike anywhere else in the UK. In our specialised laboratories, we will test the limits of human performance, from elite athletes to the general public. This includes an environmental chamber that simulates extreme temperatures and altitudes as we measure the body's responses. We will investigate how the body functions,
so in
from
this
performing
project, we hope
detailed
that they will
scans of the brain, heart and joints to assessing movement patterns and measuring bone quality, fat and muscle mass.
Right, and with
world-class
the people
facilities
in the
for
blue
specialised
color
research in
and the orange
musculoskeletal
color
science
is
and
why.
sports medicine.
Yeah, this is a
We will
future.
study the movement of people of all ages at every level and gain new insights to treat a range of health conditions, from diabetes and arthritis to dementia and Parkinson's. You will be trained to use cutting-edge equipment to model the forces working through the bodies of athletes, patients and classmates, gaining hands-on practical experience of human anatomy, physiology and nutrition. Next door in our computer labs, you will use high-tech software to analyse data in real time to understand how the body moves and responds to exercise. Our modern interactive seminar rooms move away from traditional lecture theatres to provide a versatile open space that facilitates blended group learning and the sharing of ideas. Our approach to teaching encourages creativity and collaboration, supported by interactive technology for higher level teamwork. This is the Institute of Sport. For sports innovation, for students, for Manchester. Manchester Metropolitan University Institute of Sport, opening 2022.
Yeah, thank you very much. And now let me go to the third section about the business innovation plan. Right. So what about the innovations from STEM to STEAM, STEAMS plus S with a plan of innovation learner? Right. The innovation is something that the teacher and education personnel in this era need to learn more about it and can be passed on to the student. Yeah, and if the teacher has the ability to apply the innovation in teaching and learning and the ability to access in the infrastructure that support innovation, it will help raise the level of the education and increase the innovation potential for the Thai youth and our overseas students effectively and sustainability. Yeah, let's challenge your problem solving skill. Yeah, all the practice come from before the problem, right? Need to find out what is the right problem and what is the innovation. This is something that can identify about the innovation. About the innovation is not just something different that has to be impact, right? But innovation must be a process. It's not a product or the service, but this needs to be the process that combine discovering an opportunity of a blueprint and a master plan to see that opportunity and implement them, that idea to achieve the result. So remember, please, innovation, if no impact, is no innovation. So once we have to create, and we must to create them suddenly. And this is something about the information that the learner and the teacher also have to understanding. Most of all, the innovation is something that we develop to a basic assessment system to evaluate the purpose of the solution in the term of novelty. It's also the new to the world, something that the industry new to the market, and something also new to the company, and also new to the products. Yes, it's the design quality, right? But how we can create this innovation happen? But most of the information, right? We have to focus on the innovation techniques. The innovation and the startup should be our target to focus, right? Always remember, and the startup in here, they have a passage that I have to write down to our participants to understand. The startup is something that that we have an innovation and to create to be the blueprint to make the plan and make it happen as a startup. It's the company that is the repeatable and the scalable business model. So remember, if you would like to be the startup, it should have the two points. The first point is that innovation must be repeatable, and the second thing is must be scalable. Repeatable is something mean you can use anytime that you want, something that in your computer, in your customer, the classroom, from the Google Classroom, and whenever you would like to repeat, you can repeat it anytime, right? And about the scalable is the one thing that we have the concern about. Something like the example as the one big company or big department store, they can consist about the 1 million of the customer, but at least somehow the customer is more about 2 million. So is that 2 million is can be possible in one department store? Cannot. So the owner must be open another department store. So this kind of sample is not scalable. So scalable is something that the platform that's created, and even 100, 20, 100, 100 or 1 million of the user come, it can be scalable, right? So remember, on this side, on the PowerPoint, I have to focus to be create the innovator. They have to 4 steps for the innovator. The first step is the learning. The second step is the creative idea. The third thing is the business plan, and the fourth thing that we have the production and the distribute. And in this concept, I make it in the orange language about the repeatable and scalable, right? So we need something that have the insight, have the wow idea, have the biz and model business and the production and distribute them, right? And in this business model canvas that you can possible to apply, and I myself and now at the topic of the STEAMS model to create the successful of the future education and innovation, I also have to apply this model canvas to any function, make it happen, right? And beside of that, now this is I'm going to make the thesis proposal, but it's not finished, just to let our audience to consider something about that. Right, so I mentioned about the STEAM, STEAMS STEAM model. So the factor of the 4 STEAM, the 6 STEAM is science, technology, engineering, mathematics, art, and sport. About the success something is mean we can use the BSc, right? BSc or balance scorecard, right? That is something that we can measurement. So the function of the measurement, the successful, that is about the customer satisfaction, the internal process, the learning and growth, and the financial. This is the lab model for this the STEAM model. And in order to understand more, I have to make some of the more big model for us. So you can see something many more, and beside of that, you can see something that I have to identify some of the potential factor. This is for science, that is maybe the factor about the physics, astronomy, the biological, the life, medicine, and the pharmacy. And about the technology, I have to focus about some 6 factors: software engineering, AI, artificial intelligence, UI, UX design, cyber security, mobile computing, and architecture and built environment. Engineering, we stand for the 6 factor about the electrical, magnetic, civil, instrumental and control, and chemical engineering. Art, you can find the 5 factors about the visual art, animator, graphic design, interior design, film, and photography. Mathematics should be designed for big data, machine learning, statistics, quantum mechanics, and sport. I also have to apply from our president of ASAM. Besides of the sport science, sport management, and also the athletics trainer, They also have the clean energy, technology, fan and media, and the 6th factor about the data analysis. So about the successful should be the 5 factor that should be about the customer satisfaction, internal process, learning growth, and finance. So this is a big proposal, thesis that I'm going to make it happen. So I think that okay, but it's need a time. It's not just only to create, but we have to learning something about the factor. And I think that okay, after we have to consider more information and make after we have a proposal of this thesis and would like to make it happen. So I'm really great that I have to present these STEAMS models to this international conference, and I hope that okay, we also have a international professor. So I would like to have a mentor, right, to make this model more creative and more effective, and especially more repeatable and scalable for the next future. So all in all, I would like to thank you for our participant and our international speaker to share your time about my presentation, and thank you, and see you again, sir. Thank you.